Hey guys, it's Curtis. Welcome back to my channel. This is my Anarchy Week wrap-up. Basically what happened is that about 2 weeks ago at least, the Chicken Home Gym publicly challenged me to a deadlift challenge, which was actually a lot of fun. Garage Gym Experiment jumped on and decided to actually host the event live on the Garage Gym Experiment channel, which was awesome for getting some attention out there. And it was a lot of fun. Now, I wasn't planning on doing that, and I had a whole other competition that I was actually preparing for up to that point. So it definitely wasn't planned. It was very impromptu, but it was a lot of fun. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump straight into the training footage. All right, so what we're looking at is basically just kind of a rest day. I had just come off of competition. I really didn't feel it. This was on Wednesday. This is on Tuesday. Monday, I just didn't feel like training. Tuesday, I was able to get in, and the main thing that I was focusing on is playing with my new Calibrex velocity-based training tools, which was a ton of fun. I also had some time to teach my daughter how to sort of lunge, which was actually a lot of fun to do. Which this actually leads us into competition day. So Saturday came around, noon Eastern Standard Time. What you're looking at there are some speed pulls with 315 pounds. That was just part of getting warmed up for the competition itself. After that, I ended up going up to 365, 405, and 435, and then I was loaded to 455 for the first pull. Ended up having to back down due to a miscommunication. Here's 455, and 455 moved really well. And then 495 actually moved about the same total velocity, although it is a little bit of an extended lumbar spine. After that, I just kind of wanted to get back in the gym. The initial intent of this week, of my Anarchy Week, and I call it Anarchy Week because there's really no rules. It's an in-between training week. Normally, I'll use Anarchy Week to do really weird movements, so like doing overhead press with a trap bar, or seeing if I can press my Husafels down. This time I decided to spend it competing with the Chicken Home Gym, and it was tons of fun. I did miss my top pull of 555 pounds, which would have been a 5-pound all-time PR. Originally what I had planned was a pull between 525 and 530, but when the Chicken Home Gym missed his third lift at 495, that means I had won the competition. And at that point, we both decided that we were gonna load up to what would be all-time PRs, which for the chicken was, I think, 485, and then for me was 555 pounds. Now the chicken already released his video where he talks a little bit about, he actually gave me some really good feedback from there. One of the things I did leading up to our little head-to-head competition, I actually preloaded that I might not do that well. I had made arguments that, you know, I hadn't been prepping for a deadlift. In Strongman, there's not always a deadlift event, and there wasn't one in my last show, so I really wasn't focusing on a 1-rep max deadlift. Now, the chicken's critique of me was that I should have just basically shut my mouth until it was coming past, and he's not necessarily wrong. So definitely good feedback from him on that. Really though, it was a fun time, and the chicken, thank you. I appreciate the challenge. So after it was over, I decided to go for that 1-rep max on log. However, I will tell you that it just wasn't there. So that was, what we're looking at right here is 245 pounds. And 245 would have been 5 pounds under my all-time PR. It did go, but when I loaded up to 255, it definitely it wasn't there. I was too gassed from doing the deadlift earlier, along with trying to watch my 2 girls, and it just wasn't there. So on that, I want to talk a little bit about my next training cycle and what I'm planning on doing. One of the big difficulties that I have is that when I do have to travel, it often takes me somewhere where they don't maybe have good facilities. Now, later this month, In about 2 weeks or so, I am going to be heading down to another state to do some training. While I'm at that training, I may or may not have a facility available to me, and I may or may not have the time to use it. But what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to bring up on the screen, this is basically a 4-week snapshot of what my training is going to look like. And it's going to be fairly easy to get to. It's very approachable, and I'm basically combining about 6 different training modalities that I've used in the past, to include cube method, the training I used to do when I was coaching under Chrono Strength, as well as some of the older stuff that I was doing under Brian Allsrew. So I'm not competing for a specific show at this point, but I am looking out on the horizon to see if there is anything available down the road. When that does become available, of course, we'll announce it up on the channel and I'll start training up for it. Until then, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys that watch these training roll-ups every single week. And remember that when it comes to your garage gym training, you should always keep it better, awesome, and of course, badass. I'll see you next time.